Hi, I'm Alex. Today I'm going to be making coffee using my Chemex Pour Over coffee maker. The Chemex was invented in 1941 by Peter Schablam, and brewing using this method makes for a much cleaner cup of coffee that's pure in taste and has almost no bitterness at all. In addition to my Chemex, I have the Chemex paper filter, which traps a lot of the oils released by the coffee beans, as well as a kitchen scale, my trusty electric kettle, and I've got my whole bean coffee. I like to grind the coffee somewhere in between an auto drip and a French press, so medium to coarse. Let's begin, shall we? While the water is boiling, you could go ahead and measure 42 grams of ground coffee. Alright, now we're going to get started with our coffee bloom, and for that we're just going to add about 150 grams of hot water. Try to swirl around the outside and zigzag through the middle. Again, we're going for about 150 grams. A little more, a little less, that's okay. And you want to stir it. Just make sure that there's no dry spots in there, no dry clumps. Allowing the coffee to bloom is going to release some of the gases before we actually do our brew. And that makes for a better tasting, less bitter coffee. This process takes about 30 to 45 seconds. Pretty much once it's done bubbling up and you see that everything is just about dry again, we could go ahead and start our brew. Again, we're going to be using that swirling technique. So swirl around the outside and then zigzag through the coffee itself. We're looking to go to about 450 grams on this pour. So go ahead and keep zigzagging back and forth so you're covering all of the coffee. We're going for about 450 grams. And we're just going to let that brew. It's going to continue to drip down. And as you see the moisture start to dissipate in the middle, and it makes kind of a conical shape matching the outside of the Chemex, we're going to get ready for our next pour. On our next pour, we're going to go up to 700 grams, and this is going to be our final pour. Again, you want to make sure you cover all areas of the coffee, zigzag back and forth between it. Circle around the outside. We're going for 700 grams, a little bit more if you need to. There you go. And we are going to continue to let that brew until this little knob on the side is completely full. That means we're at volume. Alright, and it looks like we have just enough volume there. So we're going to take this and we're going to remove the paper filter. Now we've got 2 perfect cups of coffee. And now to pour yourself a delicious hot cup of coffee. I like to enjoy my first cup hot and fresh out of the Chemex. And then with the remainder, I usually put it on a hot plate so I could have the second cup hot. You could also transfer it to another container and put it in the refrigerator. It makes great iced coffee. Thank you for joining me for this Chemex brewing session. Next time, I'm going to use the AeroPress to make a Cafe Americano. Have a great day.